And great, Aphelios Lulu, there's almost no way you kill us in lane unless TF shows up. And I would say, outscale him.
Exactly. This is for sure a Vulcan pick for... And Santorin, as we said from Champ Select with his Jarvan, trying to put that pressure on Twisted Fate. This was the third pass that he made by mid lane. The middle to avoid a lot of that damage. Whippo had pretty good movement there. Also dodges out on the W stun.
Ignite, almost. One auto would have been the stun. Alo's already down Flash, but it's nothing picked up. TF
yes, here.
Showing up on both sides. Bjergsen's here first, and then it's first blood in the bottom lane. Vulcan can find a slow, but not much else.
And Hansama has both Cleanse and Flash ready in addition to completing his Gale Force. Gale Force to be the single most influential AD carry item there is in the game.
Ooh, we got to fight. We got a TF this time around. Whippo doesn't have a teammate to show up with, so spells are going to land. And Impact finds the kill.
Working all of those turret plates off on top side, but it does set up this kind of looming factor of the Dragon stacking for Team Liquid going according to plan.
And I think it would have been a tough fight, and they lose the Dragon. So Impact, I think, is more setting up for an Unleashed TP play post 14 minutes. He didn't want to spend it to like a defensive lethality item. Edge of Night or something could be potentially effective playing against someone like the DF.
Okay, they got the ulti on Hansama. Flash and Cleanser down, but he's already stunned. Second time gold card low. Stun duration, but the kill is in. Vulcan's going to guarantee the second one as well. Ayla burns the ulti. But he wasted 2 minute cooldown.
Nothing pushing out for Team Liquid except for the top side. So a very good window taken advantage of there by Evil Geniuses.
Well, and Impact's going aggressive now on Santorin, who used his EQ.
On Santorin has a flash, E to follow. It's back up. Last ulti brings him low, and there's the snip, kill. 4-1
right off your corpse.
Gwen, baby, the chase is always there, and the dive.
Impact pulls aggro, though, as the wave gets thinned down. Vulcan gonna start it up yet again. Inspired is there, but Inspired has aggro. Inspired's gonna die to the tower. Oh,
they could actually get a good setup to put it mid, because then they truly get the advantage on Twisted Fate plays.
No flash on Hansama. Can they get the rest? Is the question as Braum hits the front line, and Gwen's here as well. Hansama not immune to death. Has now a backline access. Whippo finds the kill. Assassination on the Danny, and EG may have to run away. Stolen Brommel sets it up, and they find the second kill. It's a 1-for-1, though 2-for-2 overall, but now they keep on going. Bjergsen leading the charge. Looking for kill number 4. TL already winning. A red card buys some time. Blast plant to safety just barely.
You cannot stop Whippo in the backline there. He's popping off again. No matter how much this man gets focused, he is incredible.
And guess what?
That's the same scoreline now as Impact. And that is just such a difficult situation to deal with. But now, EG may have overextended here. Everyone from TL is around.
Shields back down. Vulcan dangerously low. Vulcan will die. Santorin buys a lot of time. Lulu over the top, but it's 1 kill back. A second one picked up now as well. Do we get the resets? Not long enough. And now just left alone. Impact will die. A quad
is truly in their hands.
JoJo was talking earlier in his interview with Travis. Who is this Bjergsen guy?
Vulcan half HP, and taking a lick of damage back. Impact on the flank. This has to be the play. EG must try to get in. Ulti comes in for TF on the flank as well. They're diving in, and it's going to be claimed. Hansama gets the soul. JoJo pit on the back line, but shut down by Hansama. 2-1 so far. Advantage Team Liquid. Impact is trying, but Impact does not have the damage. A stopwatch gets him the time, and Impact will turn into gold just like Hansama did, but in different ways. And now Vulcan is left alone. Will not live long. Will not prosper. A joke I made before, but what hasn't happened yet
are absolutely crushing it. Game 1 of the finals.
Just what a performance from TL across the board. But holding 200 HP off the smite, gets finished off by an auto. JoJo Pian trying to come in on the flank here.
On some of the Zonias earlier or whatever, so JoJo just killed himself off having no backup.
And that's tough. It's one of those decisions where, you know, it seems like Impact is prioritizing trying to get the soul. Now they're trying to get a pick in this side lane, looking for Whippo.
1v3.
But at the same time, it's your base that is in trouble here. We'll see how well Whippo can do.
Ulti for ulti into Q damage. Gold card lands. There's one on the board. Now you got to get something done 5v4 because top inhibitor is going down. Will there be an answer in time? Whippo trading his life for an inhibitor is pretty reasonable. You'd say that one's worth in all time.
It's really going to be pain, and this also lands.
Good shield blocks a lot of the damage, though. Not going to be one shot just yet. Low, block it, shield, flash away, stopwatch burn. That turret will die in time, or will it? Bjergsen gets the ulti. He's 1 hit from dead. There wasn't a wave. They couldn't finish the turret. That was a lot spent for no kill.
Oh, that's so frustrating for Danny, though. That would have been 1K for the Varus there in the bank if he could have knocked him down, but he can't. Now he's just going to TP back in here, full health. The push will continue.
Vulcan still healing back up at the base. They gotta wait for a while. His middle inhibitor gonna drop now as well. Dragon Soul comes up in 2.5. I should say Elder Dragon here. Big burst of damage. A flash away from Jojo. The dunk into the back line. Count him right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Everyone is going to be down. The stopwatch only buys a second, as it's the third ace in a row. Team Liquid walking away with the Game 1 victory. The first to beat EG so far this year. TL on the way forward.
And Bjergsen ends it legendary. 8 kills to his name. But there's a reason you're seeing Bwipo on your screen again.
Interrupt Stylus, who's in there. It is just going to be the one change for TL that is forced out by the Graves ban. They're running 4 for 4. The other ones are the same. But EG with a couple...
Interrupt the Jarvan, and you interrupt all that damage that comes through. If Jarvan doesn't hit EQ, Jarvan doesn't win early skirmishes.
And Ignite is on. Ulti on as well. Flash for Bwipo, but it's not going to be enough. Needs the last ult, but he doesn't get the auto attack. EQ comes in, but the reinforcements have arrived. That is going to be a kill traded back 400 to 450.
For Impact there, unfortunately, he's going to lose a huge wave. Inspired is going to have to actually pick this up because the wave was pushing towards him. You know, Bwipo was trying to break the freeze that Impact had set up, and he got himself a solo kill.
Oh, he wants it. 2v1 on Bjergsen. Bjergsen does have flash. No ulti. Tackle backwards. Misses the Q, but the knockup's going to be there. And now with the W in the way, Bjergsen does have a way out. They're going to claim the kill. Jojo Pion on the board with the kill.
EG come up big.
And in the follow-up, even if you're the one that just made the play, Twisted Fate answer. You can see the gold from Jojo Pion inside the pit, though. Ayla.
No aggro dragons, no extra damage being put across right now. Vulcan gonna tank him as best he can. Flash wage from Ayla, and now has a teammate. Bjergsen's around. Is it going to be enough? Is the question. Blast plant means safety. Hansama trading with Danny back and forth. Now in the front line. Cataclysm comes across. Vulcan will drop, and round 2 is here. Slows on an impact, trying to run away. Does have the ability to keep walking, but the health bar is getting lower and lower, and he is down. A double kill in for Hans.
His bottom lane is recalled, so should be the delayed answer here as they can transition, finish up that dragon. But revisiting the ramifications of that mid play.
Very heavy burst style build. That can lead into, LDRIE if you want to go for those style of builds where you want to really have the crazy
top lane, holding on to his ultimate, knows he can support, and it could be a 4v5 versus 4. And ultimately, no play to be had. The collector question itself is one that's worth asking, and we'll see if it ever would have gotten to that point. But right now, we're just clearing waves back and forth as we are having a bit of a slow and an attempted knockup that will not land. Vulcan forced a flash away, but that means a dunk in towards our boy Tom Kench, but a tackle. Poppy's there to betray him. Cataclysm kills himself.
Man, teamwork makes the dream work there.
Uh-oh. Oh, the Devourer was down. That means the dunk is in. Hansama gets one and sets up the second.
TL won't even let you finish your sentence, buddy. The answer is there. Hansama lands the purple gun. Gravitum snare is enough. They pick off Jojo, follow up with their secondary kill, and they end up getting mid-turret as well. Yes, EG, with that Herald they invested in earlier, can finish up on this top side.
There we go. Now he's done it. Now the build's online.
Yeah.
Yes. 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 This is the build, Bwipo.
I love the answer, though, because... Okay, never mind. We might get the engage.
It's like, it's still that stopwatch. He sold the stopwatch. We dunk it into Bjergsen. The CC is layered. Stopwatch burned. Bwipo doesn't have one, but is it the damage? Flashes back to safety. Big frontline hit is in. Impact in the front line. Barrel. Chunk standing at a half HP as a shield bow is popped afterwards. And that is a fight that TL successfully disengage.
I just love the answer so quick from Bwipo. It's like he heard you talking. He's like, oh, you think I have to go all the way to upgrading both Seal items?
No.
No, sir. You just go for 3. Here's the engage from Impact, though. Little snip on the side before he decides better.
Yep,
I think like about 50% chance this build just becomes Zeal. We got to fight in the bottom river right now, though. Power Spike trying to do pretty well. Impact healing back up, and the snipe comes through. 5v4 on the map. Okay, we got a dunk coming across, but there is a Tom Kench, and he's going to burn a stopwatch first, and now to eat his teammate. Back to safety. Shield is on. Jojo Pion is out, but the chase down is nearly enough. Hansama is not afraid. Forceman flashes away. 5v4 on the map, but the health bars are so low, there's no fight for EG.
I mean, Aphelios is just unstoppable at that point. If you do not have overwhelming amounts of damage to burst them down, you cannot threaten them with red-white guns, a Lulu behind him, and if they get inspired, they're going to get buried.
Poppy needs to get a pretty big channel ultimate to live. Doesn't have it back up yet, though, and that's going to be a kill. Picked up. Hansama on the board yet again with the killing spree. Their snipe is pretty good. Their snipe is actually pretty good. It's playable.
The execution.
1200, and it's claimed! Spell! Jojo! Smite! Jojo Pion claims the bear!
For TL, the TL was going to have such a massive lead that it was pretty much sealing the deal here, but Impact now in trouble. He is way up there. That's gonna get
TP. EQ's gonna be in range, and he can try with the ult. He can get a bit of damage done, but he is going to die. Summoner on cooldown. Team Liquid playable fight. Unfortunately, skill shots do not land, and mid turret's gonna die.
Yeah, it should be mid turret plus a retreat back to the Dragon pickup because Impact will be up, but he has no teleport, so still 9
Okay, gonna be a claim. No one's in range to steal, and Santorin gets to fully work it down. A little bit of help from Bjergsen. There's a smite at the end. 5,000.
And that's what they have done so far. The Baron steal, you know, going for it, throwing out. Here we go, the bait.
Pretty good damage. Impact gonna dodge as much damage as he can, and that's gonna be the setup with TF showing up. 2v1.
Lane pickoff. That is something, you know, get some gold out of a tower push in the aftermath. Big rewards there. That's probably the best you can hope for one of these.
Soul point, as you mentioned. And what's gonna happen here? Looking at the stun, not gonna find it. Knock up there onto the back line. Tom Kench brings him to safety. Huge dunk in the back, though. Is it enough? Santorin flash to safety. Whip on the front, diving in. Stopwatch buys some time, but it's gonna be enough. Next Q will not find a target, but it's gonna be a kill onto Gwen. Not immune any longer. Has the 1 for nothing.
Should be Baron. They can try and steal again. Inspired's kind of close, and he's got flash. Doesn't want a suicide for it. Hard for Poppy to get in there.
Oh, almost the root, not quite the slow. Out of range for everything else. Blue is claimed. Inspired gets away with 1.
And TL's frontliners are just playing so aggressive, you know, and even though they are putting themselves at risk, Buffalo's putting himself at risk, you know, Santorin is as well, it's creating this massive pocket of space for Hansama. And that is the real story when I'm watching these fights. When Hansama is sitting at full HP, nothing else really matters. He has all the damage that you need to clean up these fights, and EG are trying to struggle to escape the Silas and the J4 and the GP piling in on them. But Hansama's, oh no.
Is too late. Bjergsen's able to land the stun in time. No way out for Jojo Pyun, and just missed estimates how long it takes to get to eat.
Very fast on that. Bjergsen comes in, even though he's the old one in the situation, able to get the kill, and that is going to be another. And you can just pressure EG inside their base.
The only thing I can see them ever getting a pick on anymore is just the GP because he's very squishy, but I think they have no answers for Hansama whatsoever at this point in the game. Mikhail's is complete, so it's Cleanse and Mikhail's available. You're never going to lock down this Aphelios, who is so far ahead of the curve of the game. Bjergsen is massive, and Santorin just needs to do his job and engage. Whippo can follow up with the ulti. I just can't see Hans being threatened.
Play, here we go.
They're gonna look. Shirelia's popped, try to get them grouped up, but is there a big team fight? Is the CC gonna be enough somehow? Vulcan's get a 3-man knock for something. Otherwise, the gold is heavy. Team Liquid pushing forward now towards next turrets. You must fight now if ever. It doesn't get better than this. With the turrets helping out, but they're not gonna find their way in just yet. A slow doesn't mean much. Wave will be cleared, a bit more time. Slightly bop, but there is still 45 seconds of the Baron buff. And TL can go for Nexus next time. Good sidestep by Inspired. We wait for the next bottom wave coming in right now.
Yeah, they're pushing for the end here. Unless you can kill off Hans, this game will end, but they don't have the angle. They're going to try to knock a couple out and then go for a fight.
But again, they're able to sidestep away from Inspired, so once again, looking for the play. Ulti's going to land on a Vulcan. Vulcan is going to die from full HP. Dunk on the backline now as well, and it's a 2-for-0. 3 now picked up as well. Going to try for a final kill. They're not going to get a single one on the board. All of Team Liquid stand alive. Danny's Guardian Angel pops, and then he falls as well. It is game over. It's a 2-0 lead. Team Liquid about to sweep Evil Geniuses.
The defending lock-in champions are on tournament point.
Don't go.
And Tom Cadwell, Zillion, Tom Cadwell and Volabar, Travis George. The fight was, can we have an Arm Bear in League of Legends? Tom's like, no, we're not allowed to have an Arm Bear in League of Legends. Bet you gets overruled.
So he knows he's not been seen. He's waiting on his EQ cooldown now.
Here's the play. Here we go. And now how well can you get away? Flash play on the slow. Hansama knows he is gone, takes the hook, and they should give the kill to Aphelios. Good
Constantly
job.
pressure Zillion, and that is one thing that when you talk to, you know, a lot of international analysts, people would criticize, oh, okay, well, some of the mid laners.
Games of the series.
I will say, you know, the Zillion is one of these picks where I just think Zillion is one of the most powerful late game champions in the game. You know, it enables people so well. As long as you can get through those early stages. Is he going to flash for it? He has Ignite.
Okay, he burns Summoner heal just then to stay healthy enough. Now Impact going to try in the top lane against Whippo. Has Executioners against the Bramble Vest. They both put in the Grievous, but Whippo running a bit lower. Of course, still has the ulti if he needs it. Does Impact have the damage? Wants to wait out the shield. Stun comes across and forces the ulti away. So Impact manages to force Whippo to flinch first, heals up off the wave and forces the recall.
Big differences, though. You need to keep your eyes on the positions of the junglers. Because of this trade from Impact, forcing Whippo's ultimate and taking away all pressure, he gets to get rewarded with the Rift Herald, and they've got JoJo.
Our W breaks shield, so that doesn't give him anything, and Impact gets another good trade.
Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Santorin had been pressuring off the turret, so a slight bit of extra CS there, and JoJo's
the
here.
ulti.
Stun's gonna land, that's the kill, beautifully done!
Any recourse that the Volibear has in that situation, so is really well done. I will say, though, you know, they've kind of abandoned ship a little bit on the bottom lane, and Hansama is going to get a ton of gold himself. So he will once again be very, very strong. He will have the Lulu, he'll have the Zillion, he'll have the
Team Liquid.
I want to point out, Impact walked down, he crashed into mid lane, said, okay, they're giving it, walks back up, will barely lose a minion. But
All Team Liquid members sending their resources up to dive Impact.
they're gonna turn off that tower, so now the flash stun on Impact, no safety for him. Gets away from Xin Zhao, finds the stun, Lulu Ult comes in, and that turret is not gonna do anything. A great dive topside kill, credit to Hansama.
More EG are coming, though. They actually want to try to get a counter punch here. Their bot lane is moving up, as is Jarvan.
Seems pretty risky for them. There's an Unleashed teleport ready on Bjergsen, so because, like we're saying, they commit everything to bottom half of the map where the only thing to gain.
Uh-oh, this is gonna be tough for Inspired. Should be holding EQ enough to get out. A flash away for Vulcan, able to grab the Smite and the Herald. Will he live? Dunks in onto 4, wants it in, yes, locks him down, and is that gonna be a kill? Zillion is down. Get the ulti up, but will it matter? Ayla running away, but that's gonna be traded back out. It is a 3 for nothing as Inspired sets up the fight.
Oh, that is huge for EG because they get the kills and they have the Herald here. They could potentially take both mid lane towers if they want to keep pushing for it. Impact is threatening the flank, so they could definitely go for double charge here if they want to get aggressive and really extend the gold lead, but they will just back it out.
So does Silas, okay? And Silas will just steal the Zillion ultimate. It's one of the best ones to be able to take advantage in some of these. End of the tournament here. Finals point for Team Liquid.
Santorin gets the ulti stolen. JoJo on the front line, pops the first ulti. That's going to be a bit of time, but now frontline's ready to go. TP comes in as Whippo is here. Volibear is angry, finds his first stun, play backwards. Danny is going to be safe. Here he comes right back in the front line, but JoJo holds the line. Now will he hold the Volibear? Whippo's forced to run, and he's got nowhere to go. Gets revived though, and that's going to be a kill on the Impact. Jinx is safe in the back line. Zap's not quite going to land. Danny's safe for now. They trade it back 1-for-1. Top winners down on both sides.
Teleport comes in though. It's burning down. It's burning down too fast. He can't get in there.
That's smoke, but is there a team fight? JoJo, does he want a front line? Do they find the play? Jinx forward with the rockets, with the red buff. Nearly finds Vulcan, the zap makes it happen, and the dive is not good enough. Jinx is here to play. Jinx is here for the triple kill, and the map belongs away. Nah, the T's are crossed. The I's are dotted. Team Liquid take the gold lead back. Look at the 3-0 sweep over EG.
Fight and securing themselves what could be that game-winning advantage.
And I think mousing over in Fog of War, the ward that he teleported on was pretty close, so it can also get an earlier alert there, but now you're sitting in a world where it is Baron buffed up Jinx with all this speed and easily crushing through these towers. That fight meant so much for Team Liquid.
More turrets to claim, the gold lead keeps growing. Red Bull Baron buff going to be about, a 3,500 power play. Looks pretty good. And now, looking for the rest of it, onto the bottom inhibitor turret. Nice hook, not going to mean a ton. Santorin knows he can frontline ults if he has to, but they know they're not going to commit for it. So turret goes down. Inhibitor to follow now as well. 4,000, the gold lead for TL over the last 2 minutes.
Fun series here.
We'll give it to him. They're just staying group 4 this whole damn time.
Okay, Santorin hits the front line, pumps the ulti, forces the disengage, top turret is down, and Jinx is excited, so walks in for a bit more. Impact gets away from the zap, takes a lantern, Hook's gonna miss though. Santorin could have been the target, his ulti was down, but it's not gonna happen. Zillion's still waiting, of course, Bjergsen has the ultimate, Hansama safe on a very large build. The Infinity Edge in inventory, turret falls again, no longer a fight possible. Yojipion gonna go back in, has the ulti, dunks, run right back in. Hansama gets to safety though, can't get the damage just yet with the ulti on, but tries to frontline. Impact will likely fall and does. 1-for-0. Second one drops. Jojopion is down. A dunk in the back line. A Gordiger for some time, but it's just not gonna matter. The back line will not die. Only a Lulu falls, and Hansama is back in action. A double kill for Whippo. Trinity Force going strong, and it's time for the turrets to fall. It's time for EG to switch from undefeated to winless in the finals. Team Liquid are back-to-back LCS lock-in champions. Team Liquid are the team to beat in North America.
the only organization to ever win a lock-in tournament, collecting these trophies, and Bjergsen is back, baby.
Oh man, it's like he never even left.
Welcome back, LCS fans. We are here for our Verizon post-game interview with the newly crowned lock-in champion, Team Liquid's very own bot laner in Hansama. Hey, EG didn't get a single loss until the 3 that you just dished them out. Tell me about your experience in the series.
Well, my experience in the series, it was like very nice for me to play because I came with the mindset that I really want to play my game really aggressive against EG. Yesterday I couldn't do that, and I'm happy about it. I think EG, it was like 3-0, not so clean at sometimes, but pretty happy about getting my first trophy, I guess.
Yeah, that's a big dub to really enter the LCS with, being a new arrival. And I know that you're mentioning some of the parts not feeling as clean within that, but Game 3, I do want to ask you, EG did have a steady lead all the way through the first 20 minutes. How were you and the rest of the team communicating to ensure that you could close the series out 3-0?
In the Game 3, right?
Yes.
In the Game 3, we had the comp that was clear. I just need to keep farming. We're scaling with Zillion and Lulu. Once I reach 2 items, 3 items, and we're about even, it's my time to shine. That was at least what I understood from the comp, and we had some mistake in the early game. I died from the gank, but we just played well defensively, and we ended up winning some team fight, and it was, I guess, our games.
Believing in the win condition you had, and it did work out very well. I know that the last time that I spoke to Inspired in his interview, he was looking forward to getting to face you eventually in a matchup. What was it like facing off against your former Rogue teammate?
It was nice. I was always aware of what he could possibly do because I know his playstyle well. I think, whenever I could hit him, I would try to hit him. So it was nice to play against a former teammate. I'm happy about winning against him.
And get to play against him in all 3 games as well, because we saw Team Liquid for the first time in this series and the last stick with the same roster. What was that like preparing for these matchups compared to the shared scrim time and still having a lot of that cycling through the multiple players?
For me, it was very hard to practice in the beginning because it was very, when you have to switch everything around, it made my brain very messy. And I didn't know what to really do. Having a clear mind, I couldn't have it. But then we decided to just put me Ela to practice for the whole time, and it felt better, way better to have clear practice.
And now you get some additional time for some clarity of mind, to get to bask in the glory of this victory. I can see that you're very excited to be holding the trophy. What does it mean for you and Team Liquid to be able to move into the regular season of the LCS with such a strong footing and showing against the other teams within the league?
It means a lot for me and Team Liquid, I would say. For me, I came. My goal is just to win a lot of games there in NA. I think I just lost 1 game so far yesterday, and I'm pretty excited to keep it going with stronger performance. I really want to do well with Team Liquid this year. Gonna try my best.
I admire the effort that you're putting in and getting to watch you on this journey with Team Liquid. Before I let you go, on behalf of your fellow lock-in champions, what words would you like to say for all the fans out there?
Thank you for the TL fans. Thank you to Team Liquid and our sponsors. Thank you for sharing for us and for me.
Well, and Hansama, thank you for joining me in this interview. It's such a pleasure getting to watch you play today.
Thank you.
More for us to talk in on our lock-in finals, so let's send things on over to the Bud Light breakdown.
Thank you so much, the Tigers, and welcome to the Bud Light breakdown. It looked like EG was going to be able to give us at least a fourth game and extend the series, but
Vulcan gave them all 3.
Woo! Yeah, that's true. He said he was going to give him 1. Turns out they gave him all 3. Hans Sama coming up big, I think, in this third and final game on the Jinx, needing to be the carry for the team.
I think it was cool given how much Bwipo felt like he was carrying the team yesterday. The rest of the team stepped up today. Bjergsen had some great games early on, and then Hans Sama in this one becoming that late game Jinx threat because EG just couldn't quite find the mid to late game fights.
Yeah, and just the early strategy, you would have to expect that they've been grinding through in scrims of the Silas in the first few games, and then finally when the shift in strategy, EG was coming out ahead. This Rift Herald fight looked great for them. So it's just one of those things when you get put so far behind in a series, you feel pressured, and so it was nice to see life back in Evil Geniuses after that play.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the big thing for me in terms of looking at this series, I'm going to retouch upon something that I talked about in the waiting room, is that even when EG was able to get ahead, I felt like TL were able to find positive plays in their favor, right? So we were talking about how Evil Geniuses had such map control that they were able to shut down when their opponents were able to have positive plays. TL were able to come out so far ahead in a lot of these team fights leading up into this game, and then it was a team fight that changed this game as well.
Yeah, but it was still a big comeback because, you know, they had 3 dragons. We're like EG's gonna get soul here. We start pulling resources like, get me some stats for JoJo, get me some Danny stats. Oh, the game's over. Hans Sama just won.
Yeah. Well, and I do want to call out, though, as well, that the challenge created for Team Liquid here in game number 3, in part, was due to a lot of the things that the 3 of you were discussing going into it, right? We asked for some changes in the bot lane for EG, and I think while...
You know, for the safety, they just couldn't get to him across these 3 games.
All I can say is Jat is the superior analyst here in the LCS.
That's all you can say?
That was his first shot. He called it. TL's going to win back-to-back. He was right. Credit to him. At least I got the finalists correct, but, you know, he's the most correct analyst.
He was previously on Team Liquid, so then he picks Team Liquid, and it ends up paying off.
Yeah, with only 1 returning player from his roster. So, you know, it's interesting. Yeah, he's biased, but even while being biased, he was correct. So, you know, you can't hate on it.
Definitely true. What a fun lock-in tournament we have had. The stories really colliding here in finals for all of the fireworks. You know, all this momentum around EG. Super excited to see where this team goes because they have such young players in Danny and JoJo, and even Inspired. You know, even though he was purchased as an LEC import as LEC MVP, he's also one of the youngest players that we have in the LCS.
He's 19 to go with Danny's 18 and JoJo's 17.
Yeah, and Vulcan's what, 2021, something like that. Like this is a very young team. You know, it's Grandpa Impact up in the top lane with the 4 Zoomers, but I mean, a lot of growth still to be had from this team. And they turned in, I think, an incredible performance across the event. And even in these games, yes, it was a 3-0, but EG had their moments and had some real highlight plays.
Super happy too, though. You know, Team Liquid, they had to work through quite a few things in this tournament, and it was definitely a bumpy road. You know, and even after they committed to this lineup, still had trouble in some of those games. Whipple had to do overtime.
Yeah, of course.
This series was full team, though.
It was, and it's kind of cool seeing that their scouting was correct initially. This was their original lineup, right? This was the day 1, week 1 lineup. It's like, yeah, Ayla's in, otherwise it's the players we expected. And they tried all the other permutations. They tried no Hans Sama, they tried no Bwipo, and then we got to see the games. I'm sure they scrimmed it. We obviously saw the stage matches as well, and they were like, yeah, really quickly, we're sure it's this one, right? They gave it a couple of looks and like, it's this one, and it's going to remain this one because this is a good look for the squad.
And I think it's scary for their competition to imagine if CoreJJ gets the green card, potentially the best player in the league wasn't on the team when they 3-0'd the finals.
Also, it really highlights how some of the teams in the LCS, some of the organizations have recognized the power that you can get from having a very strong second set of 5 players to practice against.
Yes.
You can keep things quiet. You can take those to international tournaments. There's big rewards for having multiple teams to be able to do internal scrims with.
Yes, and that's going to be powerful as we watch these teams grow over time. So Team Liquid make history once again as back-to-back lock-in champions. And when we return, the Tigers will be talking with Hans Sama in the Verizon post